Hello everyone, I hope you're doing fantastic. Today we're going to be checking out the TDS GTNXi, which I have covered before, but today we're checking out the Pro upgrade. Now we have full Navigraph support, and this is huge. The TDS GTNXi is it's basically a one-to-one copy of the Rio GPS unit. It's essentially the Rio GPS unit on Microsoft Flight Simulator. And in my opinion, that is as good as it gets. And having Navigraph support is huge, really. Yeah, we're going to be using the Black Square TBM 850, which is an aircraft that I absolutely love. Really, really enjoy it. And we're going to be flying from Sion, Switzerland, to St. Catherine. It should be a really, really fun flight. So let's go inside. And I will have a link for the TDS on my description down below, as well as link for the TBM. I do like to link planes I use. Okay, let's close this. There we go. There we go. I do have a checklist for this that I should have updated on flightsim.to. I will have a link for it in my description as well. Lights test. I'm going to turn on the nav lights because we're going to be going soon. Fuel looking good. Extinguish warnings. Let's turn on the avionics radio master. This way we can check this out. Prop full forward. Make sure I'm cut off. Throttle full back. Okay. So here we have the TDS GTNXi. And as you can see, it is the Rio unit. On flight plan, a really, really nice feature now is you can actually import your flight plans from Simbrief. Catalog, and you have to use the Simbrief downloader. It's pretty straightforward. So we are going from Sion, so Lima Sierra Golf Sierra, to Lima Foxtrot Kilo Charlie, which is St. Catherine. And just like that, this is our departure, which is Raqqa. Okay. We can activate this. Yes. Let's take a look. Should be good. And we're going to be landing on runway 18, RNAV Whiskey. So we can check that out as well. So load procedure. We're going to arrive through... Let me check. Ligu 2K. Ligu 2K. Transition Ligur. Runway 18. Load arrival. And then we can check for the approach, which is Whiskey 18. There we go. Looking good. So back here on the menu, we can actually preview the route itself. You can configure this area down below. So you can go straight to the map. As you can see, we can see the taxiway, all that. And we can actually go to charts, which is the big feature here. This is what we're looking for. And I've got to say, the developer behind this is really nice. I had an issue with the GPS at one point, and he was very, very he was, how do I say this, attentive He really went above and beyond to help me, which is great, great customer support. Sion, Switzerland, and this is the Navigraph chart. You do need a subscription, an active Navigraph subscription, but I assume if you're looking for the Navigraph support, you already have it. As you can see, we do have the chart. Let's check the departure, which is the one I'm interested in. We're looking for Roca 3. There we have it. Any second now, there we have it. Okay, so airport elevation 1582, transition altitude 170. We're gonna be cruising at 190. Okay. Anything we should look out for? Pretty much the mountains. But the TBM is a very, very capable aircraft, so we should be really, really good. Max 250 in turn, which we're not really worried about. Cross rocket climb and chew. At last assign and acknowledge flight level, but not below MCA. Leave last assign and acknowledge flight level or altitude earliest 3 minutes after airborne. Continue climb to flight plan level. Okay. Airspace class Echo, VFR without radio communication, yeah. I've got to say I really, really enjoy flying in and around Switzerland. Great place. As for the pressure, 1,000 above, we're going to be climbing to 19er, so let's do 20. Full flaps. Full flaps, there we go. It is coming down. Yep. Okay, so nav light is on. I'm going to be turning on the strobe lights. We have around 25 volts. Good. Fuel selector manual. Fuel pump is on. We do have pressure. Prop full forward. Starter. So here we have two options on the TBM. We can actually look at the value down here, which being digital is a little bit easier to see. But we can actually look at the analog gauge as well. So as you can see here, it is climbing. And we can introduce fuel. Take a look at ITT. Good. And then once it's above 55, we can turn off the starter. Fuel selector manual, fuel pump auto, and starter coming off. Ignition is on auto. Instruments coming on. And this. Love this. Really do. Now for the ECS, this here. I love this detail. So what we're going to be doing is light test. We do have light. AC on. Fan flow auto. Auto. And right here, we can actually control the cabin temperature, which we can actually swap between Fahrenheit and Celsius. Right here. Bam. 15. Yep. Pretty good. AP is on. Mixture full forward. And flaps for takeoff. Right here we have the lights test. And now we can test the anti-ice system. This aircraft is good for flight in known icing conditions. And right here we check for the pitot message to extinguish, and they do. Inertial separator coming on. The reason I kept this off, I kind of wanted to see if we could get a if the engine wouldn't heat up as much. I read somewhere that for the TBM, sometimes you start with the inertial separator off for better cooling. Let's get the weather, which seems like it is 2.9 or 9.2, surprisingly. Yeah, we can actually click on the airport, and then we can get weather data. Okay, 1019. Doesn't look right, does it? Yeah, I don't think this is right. I am using the sim, airport elevation 1582. Yeah, yeah, the sim is off. Sometimes Microsoft Flight Simulator is not quite there. Sometimes. I am using live weather, so I don't know why the weather is not, you know, updated. So below 11,000, 13, yeah, we're not gonna breach that. But this is above 1.3. We can definitely make the cut for this. This aircraft is pretty nimble. You can climb like a rocket. Clear left and clear right. We are doing good. Controls are free. Weather radar coming on. Heading bug is synchronized. Okay. Flaps for takeoff. We are trimmed. Mixture is full forward. And landing lights are on. Okay. We will keep the departure chart over on the GPS, so we can keep an eye on our altitudes. .85 knots and 90 knots. Positive rate gear coming up. Flaps coming up, and indicated airspeed and nav. We're gonna be hand flying this for a little bit. Inertial separator coming off. So what we can do on the TBM, which is something I absolutely love, we can go to this mode, which unlocks some extra torque. And this allows us to climb like a rocket. Landing lights coming off. We are at 8,000, autopilot, yaw damper. Okay, so below 1,000, we are gonna make it. And then 1,3, 1,3, and then 1,6. Our cruise altitude will be 1,9, so looking good. Now we can check the charts for the approaches. We're going to be going to Lima, Foxtrot, Kilo, Charlie, St. Catherine. As we're climbing, we can actually take a look at the arrival. Airport elevation 210, so it's pretty much sea level. RNAV are used preferentially. Okay. In the event of lost comms after SOCA, continue according to 10-2A. Visual, okay. Glided procedure. It isn't possible, okay. Up to 100, proceed to Euro, apply national regulation above, and stormy meteorological, English is hard, conditions, proceed to the alternate airport. Okay. We're coming from Liger at Tortu below 140. And this aircraft should have a VNAV. Okay, Rocca. Okay. We're gonna leave here so we get auto range. But we should have VNAV. So if we look here, Toronto 140. After we reach our cruise altitude, we should get a top of descent. And the top of descent basically tells you you need this vertical speed to be able to reach your desired altitude. If you are a follower, subscriber of the channel, thank you for checking out this video again. I haven't uploaded in a little bit, I had a bit of an accident, but I'm getting better. You will see a bunch of videos very, very shortly. There are a lot of things that I have to cover. But again, thank you very much for your support. If you're new here, hello! I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're all having a good day. But yeah, let's sit back and enjoy the flight. The Alps are a very beautiful region to fly around in. So it's really easy to enjoy your flight. We are at our cruise altitude. Let's fine-tune our torque. an hour temperature. And the thing with the TBM, let's synchronize the heading. With the 850 mode, which is this mode up here, you basically remove the torque limit. So the limit is your torque. You don't want to go above this red line, which is 1 to 1.4, I believe. But on cruise level, you have your temperature to look out for. So just keep an eye on the torque, keep an eye on the temperature, and this is a really easy aircraft to fly. And I feel like it's got the performance of a light. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but almost the performance of a light jet. Excellent climb, excellent descent. You can land anywhere, take off anywhere. And the speed is quite decent. Right now 276. We're gonna reach 280, I believe. But it's very easy to see speeds above 300 knots ground speed. Here at cruise level, you can edit the information fields you have on your GPS map. So what I like to have, personally, distance and time to top of descent and ground speed. So we're doing 313, so 313 knots. That's pretty fast in my opinion. So time to top of descent, 26 minutes. We do have some VNAV. And this is the vertical speed required to reach the desired altitude, you know. So what we can do is, we can do, let's check. VNAV, there we go. So this is our next constraint. TOR 2 140. We have a vertical speed target, path angle, yeah. So we do have a time to top of descent. Love this. The information fields, you can edit. Let's see if I remember. Yeah, user fields, yeah. And this is what you can do. Really, really love this. Very customizable. And it actually feels like your own GPS, just like if you were flying this, it's your own aircraft, you know. You can have the wind, trip timer, all that. Love this. I really feel like this is the best general aviation add-on you can buy. Because being a real GPS unit, you can use this on any aircraft that supports it. Like, you want to fly the TBM 850, you can use this, pretty much. I'm pretty sure the Black Square Duke that is coming out, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be able to use it. And that is what I said when I meant you gotta keep an eye on the torque. It's fine, it's fine. Going back to the GPS itself, we have a traffic screen, which we can see there's someone to our left. Kind of far, but still. Yeah, it's very far out. Relative motion, we do have a line telling us where this airplane is going. Fantastic stuff, really nice stuff. Terrain, very helpful if you're flying around mountains, you know. Seafit is an issue if you're flying. It is not something you want to go through, even in a simulator. We have the weather, radar, Sirius, Frisbee. Yeah. Sirius. This is the radar. Charts we've seen, procedures, which is where you select all the stuff. Nearest. This is very self-explanatory. You want to go to the nearest airport, VOR, you know, NDB. Nearest airspace, even that. So we have a class Delta, Milan. We can actually get a bunch of information here. So max altitude, minimum altitude. This is very, very handy if you fly like on that sim. And you can actually check the frequencies. You can actually open up specific airports on the GPS itself and grab the frequency. So here we have this airport. We can go frequencies. ATIS, ground, tower. Let's go tower, just so I can show how it works. Straight to active. Very nice. Utilities, all the good stuff. System right here. And let's see, you can change the backlight. Page shortcuts, which I did show, I did mention early, which is the ones right here, which is you use to scroll around. So I like to have the map and then flight plan and charts. Those are the ones I use the most. And then you can pretty much customize this to your personal preference. GPS status. Very, very nice. Ground speed, position, actual GPS coordinates. And if you look as BAS, yep. If you're curious about emergency, Smart Glide. Smart Glide is a mode that basically, let's zoom out. We have to zoom out for this. There's like this bluish contour, which is an estimate of where we can glide if we lose our engine. So this GPS is extremely smart. And in case we lose our engine, the GPS is like, look, this is your gliding range. Whatever you do, this is what you should plan. This is the range you should plan for. It also shows you like closest airport, which is actually this arrow. So let's say we lose the engine. Right now, we want to go to the nearest airport available. This is it. Okay, so we are 2 minutes-ish from the top of descent, and we're gonna be just following the VNav for this. The vertical speed required. Let's take a look at the chart real quick. This is our approach. So 3,000. Okay, I'm just gonna hit 3,000 on the altitude selector, and then I'm gonna follow the vertical speed that it asks me for. Missed approach at KC 510. I'm gonna zoom in case YouTube doesn't really... It's a little bit hard to read on YouTube. Yeah, at KC10, turn right to Bunax, bank 20 degrees to avoid. When active, then turn to KC514. Okay. So all of this at 3,000, and then there's a Holden. Okay. I can do that. This is our airport. 3,000. Then we're Gucci. Yeah. Decision altitude. Okay. 1135. Okay. As you can see, Navigraph message. Ideally, we would have the chart up on screen, but I kind of want to keep an eye on the vertical speed for now. Those lights coming on. Oxygen is on. Everything is looking good. Let's engage, and then 14. And now what we can do is we can just control our airspeed using the throttle. We keep an eye on the vertical speed required. We keep an eye on our actual speed, and we should be good. And now we're just chilling. Towards our destination. 15. We are, yeah, it is fairly cold. But I don't think these clouds. You know, I kind of want to turn on the inertia separator for the clouds. But I think we're far off. Yeah. Okay. We're going to be turning on the inertia separator. Let's set the altitude for the pressurization sea level. Bam. Below 200, inertia separator coming on. And a really nice detail of the TBM, when you're flying, the inertia separator does take a little bit longer to deploy. I assume it's to simulate the air resistance. It is very, very interesting how the inertia separator works. It's basically like a door. Let's see if we can navigate there. Let's... There we go. So we have an air intake here. So the way the inertia separator works is it's like a door that helps move the air around, so it doesn't hit the inside of the engine in case you have like ice, because ice can damage the engine, or fog from the runway. You know, gravel. Pebbles, you know. Okay, so we are getting close to our altitude. Weather is looking good. We can come out of the TBM 850 mode. And just to double check. Charge. We're gonna turn right. And we're gonna climb to 3000. Okay. I don't believe we have to worry about going around. It's a beautiful day. We should have a bit of a crosswind, I believe. Like 5 knots maybe. There we go. Heading is synchronized. We are at 3000. Landing lights coming on. They are post-Addon. Inertial separator is on. Approach mode is on. We have the approach live on our instruments. Glide slope is moving. Okay, so far so good. I've got to say, I do not see myself flying a general aviation aircraft without the TDS GTNXi. There are very few aircrafts, Addons. There are very few Addons that are so useful with so many aircrafts. And a GPS is pretty much as useful as it gets. Being a real unit is unbeatable, I think. Runway in sight. And drop full forward. Flaps are up. Trim looking good. Pitot. Outside our temperature. Yep. I don't believe we're gonna encounter ice. Yeah, no ice. But it is something to look out for, you know. Okay, so we have captured the glide slope. Landing gear coming down. And 3 greens. No, not yet. There we go. 120. Flaps 1. One thing I actually appreciate about the TBM 850 is you have two flap positions and they are super easy. There we go. I believe the speed for the flap 1 is the same as for the gear. Flaps up, flaps down. Takeoff configuration, landing, yeah, 178, and the landing gear is 178 as well. When I'm stable, I like to drop the flaps a little bit later, so I can save a little bit of energy. The flaps, they introduce a little bit of drag. They do increase your lift, but yeah. Okay, my controls, yaw damper, flight director, landing gear is down. We have 3 greens, flaps fully down. And as you can see on our GPS, missed approach waypoint reached, we can activate the missed approach, so we can basically follow the GPS for the missed approach, but it's not going to be necessary. We are a little bit high, but we can fix high.
$500.
Nice and easy. Two whites, two reds. We do have a very, very long runway, so even if we float a little bit, I think that's preferable. There we go. And I say it's preferable because, you know, it's a long runway. Flaps up, inertia separator is on. And water radar off. One thing I really enjoy about the TBM 850 is you have the beta range, so you can really fine-tune your taxiing speed, and you barely use your brakes. I just touched the brakes now. That's it. Pitot off. Post lights, taxi lights. Yeah. Let's find a spot we can park at. And taxi off. Park and brake is on. Okay. Prop is full forward, flaps are up. Radar is off. AP is off. We can turn you off as well. Instruments can come off. Oxygen is off. Strobe lights off. So this is the TDS GTNXi Pro upgrade. There is a discount for existing customers. I believe it's $27 US. If you don't have it yet, I believe it's 70 for new users, new customers. I've gotta say, I think this is the single best add-on for general aviation. I think this is a must-have. It is pretty much a real Garmin unit, a real GPS unit. And having a real GPS on your flight sim is, in my opinion, as good as it gets. Really, I don't see how you can get any better than this. So, yeah, this is my opinion. I will have a link for this in my description down below. I will have a link for the TDS GTNXi. I'm also going to leave a link for the aircraft I used, which is the Black Square TBM 850. I have a checklist for the TBM. I'm going to leave a link as well. Thank you very much, everyone. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And wherever you are, I hope you stay safe, fly safe. Bye-bye.